Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, Coin Enthusiasts. If you're passionate about rare coins and the hidden treasures that lie in your pocket change, you're going to want to stay tuned for today's video. We're about to dive deep into a coin that often flies under the radar but could be worth an absolute fortune if you know where to look, the 1981 United States 1 cent with a mint mark. Now, you might be thinking, a penny from 1981? How valuable can that be? Well, trust me when I tell you, this little coin might just surprise you. First, let's take a quick look at the context of the 1981 penny. By the time 1981 came around, the U.S. Mint was still producing pennies with the famous Abraham Lincoln design, which had been in circulation since 1909. Lincoln's image graced the obverse of the penny, while the reverse displayed the iconic wheat ears or, later, the Union shield. In 1981, the penny was still made primarily of copper, and the country had already been through several economic shifts, including inflation and rising prices in the post-Vietnam War era. But what makes the 1981 penny interesting is what it represents and how the coin's design and production during that period set the stage for future collectors' items. Now, let's talk about the minting process and the mint marks. The 1981 penny was minted in multiple locations, primarily in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of the pennies produced during this year came from the Philadelphia Mint, which typically doesn't have a mint mark, while those from Denver are marked with a D. You may not realize it, but the mint mark plays an important role in determining the rarity and value of a coin. Typically, Philadelphia coins are more abundant than those from Denver, which means Denver minted coins can sometimes be more sought after by collectors, but here's where the magic really happens. The true value of a coin comes down to its condition, and that's where the 1981 penny has a story of its own. When coins are produced and enter circulation, they undergo wear and tear from daily handling. Most of the 1981 pennies you come across will likely show signs of being in wallets, pockets, or even on the street. The more worn and damaged a coin is, the less valuable it becomes. However, coins that have been carefully preserved in mint or near mint condition are highly prized. And let me tell you, finding an uncirculated or well-preserved 1981 penny is a rare and exciting discovery, but the story doesn't end there. Minting errors are the true crown jewels of the coin world, and the 1981 penny has some potential for these errors that collectors drool over. Minting errors happen when the coin is struck improperly during the production process. This could include things like double strikes, misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or even die cracks. These errors, while rare, make a coin a true collector's item. If you happen to have a 1981 penny with one of these unique features, you might be holding something that could drastically increase in value. Now, let's get to the part that you've all been waiting for. How much is the 1981 penny worth? The value of a regular 1981 penny in typical circulated condition isn't going to make you rich, but that's not the real story here. The value really starts to climb if the coin is in uncirculated condition or has one of those rare minting errors we've been talking about. If you have a well-preserved, uncirculated 1981 penny, especially one with the D mint mark from Denver, you could be sitting on a hidden gem. But here's the thing, a 1981 penny with the right condition, coupled with the rarity of a minting error, could skyrocket in value. Now, hold on to your hats, because here's the real jaw-dropper. If you happen to have one of those rare, uncirculated 1981 pennies with a minting error, the value could be absolutely astonishing. We're talking about a coin that could be worth an incredible $180,000. That's right, $180,000 for a single penny. Imagine holding onto a coin that could change your life. While it may sound unbelievable, the market for rare coins is filled with surprises, and this 1981 penny could be one of those surprises that sends your collection to the next level. So, if you're out there searching through your old coin collection or just going through your spare change, make sure to keep an eye out for the 1981 penny. If it's in great condition or has one of those rare minting errors, you could have a real treasure on your hands. Always check the details, especially the mint mark and the coin's overall condition. You never know when you'll come across a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of a coin that might not seem like much at first glance, but trust me, it could be sitting on a treasure trove of value, the 1973 United States 1 cent with a mint mark. You might be wondering, how valuable can a penny really be? Well, you'll be surprised by how much this little copper coin could actually be worth. Stick with us to the end, because you won't believe the price we're about to reveal. Let's start by taking a look at the historical context of the 1973 penny. By this time, the U.S. had been using the famous Abraham Lincoln design on its 1 cent coin for over 60 years. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent quickly became one of the most iconic coins in American history. By 1973, the design had become a staple of the U.S. coinage system, with Lincoln's profile proudly gracing the obverse of the coin. On the reverse, the wheat ears design was still being used, though it was soon to be replaced with the iconic memorial design in the following years. The 1973 penny was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If you come across a 1973 penny from Philadelphia, you'll notice that it doesn't have a mint mark. But if the penny has a D mint mark, that means it was produced at the Denver Mint, and if it has an S, it was minted at the San Francisco Mint. While the absence of a mint mark might seem common, it's actually an important detail when evaluating the value of this coin. The Denver Mint is known for producing high numbers of pennies, so coins from Denver, especially in certain conditions, can be worth more than those produced elsewhere. Now, let's talk about condition, and this is where things start to get really interesting. As with any coin, the condition of the 1973 penny plays a huge role in determining its value. Most pennies from this year were used in everyday transactions and show signs of wear and tear. But if you happen to find a 1973 penny that's in pristine condition, or, even better, an uncirculated coin, that's where the real value lies. A well-preserved penny is far rarer than a worn one, making it a prized find for collectors. These coins, especially those that have been carefully kept and stored, can be worth far more than their face value. However, the 1973 penny holds an even deeper secret: error coins. Minting errors are some of the most coveted treasures for collectors, and if you happen to come across a 1973 penny with a minting error, you could be holding a real jackpot. Common errors include things like double strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, or even misplaced mint marks. A 1973 penny with a rare error could be worth exponentially more than an ordinary one. These mistakes are so rare that they make the coin incredibly unique, and collectors will pay top dollar to add them to their collections. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for: the value of the 1973 penny. You might be surprised to learn that a 1973 penny in average condition isn't worth much more than a few cents above its face value. However, when you start to factor in uncirculated examples or those with minting errors, the value begins to climb. A 1973 penny with the right condition, the right mint mark, or a rare error could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, and here's where the real surprise comes in. If you happen to have a 1973 penny that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, or one that has a unique minting error, it could be worth an unbelievable $140,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $140,000 for a single penny. That's the kind of value that most people would never expect from a coin that's only worth 1 cent in its everyday use, but in the world of rare coin collecting, this is very much a possibility. So, if you're rummaging through your old coin collection or checking your spare change, make sure to take a second look at your 1973 pennies. Pay attention to the mint mark, the condition of the coin, and whether there might be any errors. You never know when you might stumble upon a rare treasure that could be worth more than you ever imagined. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. coinage to uncover the value of a coin that may look simple at first glance but could be worth a small fortune. Yes, we're talking about the 1978 United States 1 cent coin with a mint mark. Now, you might be thinking, a penny from 1978? What's so special about that? But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see why this seemingly ordinary penny could actually be an extraordinary find. Let's rewind the clock to 1978. The United States was in a time of economic change and growth. The 1970s had been a period of both inflation and transformation for the country, and coinage was no exception. The Lincoln cent had been in circulation for decades, with the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln still gracing the obverse. The reverse, at this time, still displayed the wheat ears design, something collectors love for its historical significance. But in just a few short years, the reverse would be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design, which would become the new standard for the penny. In 1978, the U.S. Mint was busy producing millions of pennies, but one thing that set this particular year apart was the coin's distribution and minting process. These pennies were struck at both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, with the Philadelphia coins bearing no mint mark and the Denver coins stamped with a D mint mark. The mint mark, as you probably already know, is a crucial detail when it comes to determining the rarity and value of a coin. Generally, the coins minted in Denver, marked with D, are more common than those from Philadelphia, where no mint mark was used, so finding a well-preserved coin from Philadelphia can be even rarer. The story of the 1978 penny becomes even more interesting when you consider the rarity factor. As with most coins, the condition of the coin plays a massive role in its value. A typical 1978 penny you'll find in your pocket change has likely seen plenty of wear and tear, and its value will be very close to face value, just 1 cent. But the real treasure hunters out there are looking for those coins that have been carefully preserved, preferably in mint or uncirculated condition. Coins that are well taken care of, stored properly, and free from heavy circulation marks are considered highly valuable by collectors. But what really sets the 1978 penny apart from other coins is the potential for minting errors. A minting error occurs when something goes wrong during the production process. This could include a misaligned die, a double strike, an off-center strike, or even a coin with multiple mint marks. These errors happen rarely, and when they do, they can make a coin extremely valuable. For example, imagine you're holding a 1978 penny with an off-center strike or a double die. These kinds of mistakes make the coin a one-of-a-kind item, and collectors are always on the lookout for these unique variants. A 1978 penny with a rare minting error could be worth far more than a typical 1.so. What is the actual value of the 1978 penny, you ask? Well, let's break it down. In average circulated condition, a 1978 penny isn't worth much more than its face value. But here's where the excitement begins. If you happen to have a 1978 penny in excellent, uncirculated condition, it can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to a few hundred, depending on the specifics. But when you add the rare factor of minting errors into the mix, the price can soar dramatically. Here's the big reveal. If you have a 1978 penny that's not only in uncirculated condition but also features a unique minting error, you could be holding a coin worth an astounding $160,000. Yes, you heard that right, $160,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but the world of rare coin collecting is filled with surprises like this. A penny that was minted over 40 years ago could now be worth more than most people make in a lifetime. Imagine coming across a penny that has been sitting unnoticed in your collection, only to discover it's worth a small fortune. It could change your life, and it all starts with paying attention to the condition of the coin and any potential errors it may have. If you've got a 1978 penny in your collection, take a closer look. Whether it's a rare minting error or just in pristine condition, this penny might just be the hidden treasure you've been searching for. Today, we're diving deep into the world of rare and valuable coins, and we've got an exciting one for you today, the 1981 United States 1 cent coin. You might be thinking, a penny from 1981? How much could that possibly be worth? Well, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at what this seemingly ordinary penny could actually fetch in today's market. Let's start by setting the stage. The 1980s were a decade of significant change for the United States, especially when it came to currency. The economy was recovering from inflation, and the country was transitioning to a new generation of coin designs. While the U.S. Mint continued producing the iconic Lincoln cent, the year 1981 had something particularly unique that collectors are eager to find. Most of the coins produced that year seem fairly standard at first glance, but there's more to the story. The 1981 penny, with its distinctive features and potential for rarity, is one that you should definitely keep an eye on. Now, we know that the reverse side of the Lincoln penny has changed a few times throughout history. By 1981, the iconic Lincoln Memorial had become the familiar design on the reverse, where it would stay for several decades. On the obverse, of course, we still have Abraham Lincoln's image, the same one that has graced the penny since it was first issued in 1909, marking the centennial of Lincoln's birth. But what makes the 1981 penny stand out is the way it was minted and the unique factors that could influence its value today. One of the first things collectors look for when evaluating a 1981 penny is the mint mark. If the coin was struck in Philadelphia, it will have no mint mark, while pennies minted in Denver will have a D mint mark. This mint mark is crucial in determining the rarity of the coin. While most 1981 pennies are relatively easy to find in circulation, what really makes a difference is the condition of the coin and any potential errors that might have occurred during its production. A huge factor in determining a coin's value is its condition. If a 1981 penny has been heavily circulated, it's likely to show signs of wear and damage. Scratches, discoloration, and other imperfections are common, which means the coin is worth little more than its face value. However, an uncirculated 1981 penny that has been carefully stored and kept in mint condition is a completely different story. These pristine specimens are much rarer and significantly more valuable. The less wear a coin has, the higher its value can be in the marketplace, but here's where things get even more interesting. Some 1981 pennies feature rare minting errors that make them even more valuable. Minting errors happen when there's a mistake in the production process, which results in a coin that's slightly different from the standard design. Examples of minting errors include off-center strikes, double strikes, die cracks, or even coins with a misaligned or misplaced mint mark. These errors happen in very small quantities, which is what makes them so highly coveted by collectors. For instance, a 1981 penny that's been struck off-center or a coin with a double die could be worth significantly more than a typical penny. These unique coins can fetch much higher prices because they are considered one of a kind. The rarer the error, the higher the price a collector is willing to pay for that coin. For example, a 1981 penny with a major minting error can sell for thousands of dollars, depending on its rarity and condition. So, let's talk about the actual value. While a typical 1981 penny in average condition is worth just 1 cent, things get much more exciting if you have an uncirculated version or a rare error coin. Coins in uncirculated condition can easily be worth several dollars, but if you have one with a minting error or in pristine condition, it could be worth significantly more. Now, hold on to your seats because here comes the big reveal. A rare, uncirculated 1981 penny with a significant minting error could be worth as much as $193,000. Yes, you heard that right, $193,000 for a single penny. That's an incredible amount of money for a coin that was once just a part of everyday life. So, if you have a 1981 penny in your collection, it's worth taking a closer look at its condition, mint mark, and any possible errors. You could be holding a true gem without even realizing it. Before you rush off to search through your change, remember that not every 1981 penny is going to be worth this much, but it's the rare finds and minting errors that make the difference. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare specimens, you could be holding a piece of history, and a big payoff too. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable and rare coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of our future discoveries. Keep hunting through those old pennies, you never know when you might find a treasure worth a small fortune. Until next time, happy collecting.